another week. I hope you're all doing really well. Oh, you can see my dirty washing on the table there. Can do with somebody doing that for me if anybody wants to come around and do my washing. I am fresh-faced this morning. No makeup. I'm trying to get rid of some of these spots ready for the Eurovision. So I have kept my face nice and clean. I have got nice straight hair this morning. I love it when it's sleeky. I've just had it done at the hairdressers. This morning, making some porridge. I'm actually going to soak my oats. I've been told to soak my oats first. It cuts down on the cooking time and I think there's some benefit for it as well. I believe anything you tell me. So I think I've heard that once. I'm going to soak my oats. Okay, so just starting off my day with some of the orange and pomegranate tea, the Good Health tea, just a herbal tea. Put my oats on to soak. The hob is not on. I've just put my oats in there. Somebody asked actually, how much milk do I add? I've actually just added water this time because I'm going to flavour this up with a lot of different toppings and I didn't want to use the points on my almond milk. So I've just soaked in boiling hot water from the kettle. Ratio should be 1 part oats, 3 parts fluid. And I asked Mr. Google about what the benefits are of soaking, and he said, or she said, they said, and there's a lot of resistant starch in oats. So when you soak them, that's broken down and your body can access the nutrients a little bit more easily. So that's all good. The oats, I think, only need to soak for 5 minutes, but I am soaking them a little bit longer. I've just got a lot of things going on. The shopping's just come. So I'm just leaving those to soak. But I think you do get the benefits even if you just soak them for 5 minutes with boiling hot water. I'll show you what I got from the shop since it's just arrived. Lots of beans. I'm trying to up my protein a little bit. So lots of beans there. I got some red Thai curry paste. I've got satsumas, peppers, some tea cakes. They're more for the boys than for me. I've got green lentils, again with the protein, bananas, some of my favourite pita breads, beef-free pita breads at 3 points, some plum tomatoes. I've got some pecans. I'm going to try and incorporate a few more nuts and healthy fats and proteins. That's my plan for this week. A little crispy little gem lettuce. Some corn on the cob. So as you saw last week, I really enjoyed that corn on the cob. So I've gone for the same thing again. I've got some turkey rashers, and actually Asda, which is where I got this shop from, do unsmoked. Now I've only had the smoked before, so I thought I'd give those a whirl. Some extra lean turkey mince. Some mushrooms, some chicken breast, some salmon for me and Laurie. Paul doesn't like salmon. I've got some beef for sandwiches, more for the boys really, but I can have a bit of beef. I mean, that's not a problem, is it? Some mango. I got these for the boys, southern fried chicken goujons. So have a bit of salad, and we've got some big milks. Get through a lot of milk in our house. Paul drinks milk. Jeepers, does he drink milk? He has a lot of milk. Good bones, that boy. Some lean beef steak mince and some more sandwich meats, hams. And that's everything. I'm not draining or rinsing the oats now. I'm just popping them on. So I think they've been soaking now for about 45 minutes. Cook those for 5 minutes and they should be done. To my oats now that are cooking and nearly cooked, I'm going to add a little bit of the vanilla bean paste. You could just use vanilla extract. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. I'm going to add a teaspoon of flaxseed, a teaspoon of MCT oil to fill me up with some healthy fats, and some blueberries. I'm going to add those in, and at the end I'm going to squirt over a little bit of lemon juice. Oats were 3 points for 37 grams. The coconut oil was 3 points for a teaspoon. You could replace that coconut oil with another healthy fat, so like almond butter. If you like almond butter and banana, you could replace it with that. The flaxseed was 1 point. My vanilla bean paste for half a teaspoon is 0. My pure via brown sugar alternative is 0. The blueberries were 0. Obviously the water that you cook the oats in is 0. A squeeze of lemon juice to bring out the flavours of the blueberry. And as soon as I put that lemon juice in there, you see the blueberries have started to explode into the mixture and make it a lovely pinky purpley colour. Quite quirky purpley colour. I'm going to add another just under a teaspoon of sweetener just for the top. I've added a teaspoon in there already. I'm also going to add some zero fat natural yogurt and some blueberries that I kept aside. So a handful have gone in with the porridge and just a few small ones for the top. You can see that lovely brown sugar there melting into my porridge. And that is my breakfast for today. It's quite a weighty bowl. Get quite a lot in there. 7 points. You know what? Is there ever anything better than that brown sugar melting into your porridge? It is very, very tasty. Just got back from an appointment, so I'm just going to have a little bit of lunch now. I've emptied a couple of tins of tuna in brine into a bowl, and also I've put on soft cheese. This one, look at what a mess I've made of the lid. I'm going to add 18 chopped olives to that and some seasonings. Overall, the whole bowl will be 5 points. Now I am splitting this. I'm having half today and then half on a pita bread tomorrow. So I've ended up with 60 grams of soft cheese there mixed in to my tuna. I'm going to add my chopped olives. You could add jalapenos to this if you wanted it a little bit spicier as well. I am going to add some chili jalapeno, just the flakes, for a little bit of spice. Some Nando's lemon and herb peri-peri seasoning, just a little bit. Once you've just got your tuna mixed with your soft cheese, that's your base. So that's 4 points. So then you can just add whatever you like. Whatever you fancy, any seasonings, any other like 0 or low point toppings. My beautiful beetroot veggie cakes, worth a bulk buy. I think they sell them on Amazon as well. That's where I got these from actually last time. So I was struggling to get them in the supermarket. You can just buy them single packets. I think they're £2 for a single packet. Get quite a lot in there though. If you like your rice cake with a bit of oomph, put this in the fridge for tomorrow. I'm going to fill a pita bread with that and take it to work with me. So half that tuna mixture is 3. It's 3 for the rice cakes. They're 1 point per rice cake. They're not rice cakes, they're veggie cakes. So it's 6 altogether for those. They taste so good. Wouldn't you think I'd rather have the bread? I really wouldn't. They are so good. Neck crunch. The beetroot and balsamic flavour makes them slightly sweet with the balsamic. I'm going to prepare some tofu for my tea tonight. That tofu does look a little bit like a brain. So I wrap this in kitchen roll and I press down on it super hard. Try and squeeze as much of the moisture out of it as possible, and then I weighed it down with my bread bin lid. That bread bin lid is pretty heavy. I'll leave that on there now for about 10 minutes while I prepare the salad, and then it will be a lot more firmer and less liquidy. It will have drained. With this tofu, I wanted some cucumber, so I'm just de-seeding the cucumber, very fancy today. Cutting it into little half moons, and then to the cucumber I added about a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar and a teaspoon of the Natvia natural sweetener. This damp house strikes again. If you know, you know. I can't have herbs very long in my house. The house says no. So I'm trying my very best to get garlic granules out of that pot. I did what I could, and then I added a teaspoon of chili powder. I'm unwrapping my lovely dry, much drier than it was anyway, more brain-like tofu. Now it can be a bit crumbly, can tofu, once it's been squashed, but actually for this, when I'm baking it, it actually is better because it gets quite crispy on those crumbly bits. 20 grams of corn flour with some salt and pepper, the garlic granules and the chili powder mixed together, and I rolled the tofu in that mixture and popped it onto a lined baking tray, and then I popped it into the oven for about 20 minutes. After about 20 minutes I popped some soy sauce on there, then I put it back in for another couple of minutes at 180. Yummy tofu. This is fantastic. I've just had a piece. So delicious. I've got a Weight Watchers wrap here for 3 points, and I've got my little cucumbers. So I'm just going to pile some of this yummy, crispy. You can hear how it is on here. See, it's nice and crispy. Don't want soggy tofu. Tofu is 1 point because there is 10 grams of corn flour on that portion. There's 20 grams overall for the whole lot. So 10 grams of corn flour is 1 point. We've got the tofu, which is 0, the chili powder, which is, I've counted 0. I've got my lovely cucumbers here. Squeeze of sriracha for 1 point on there as well. So altogether it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for this wrap. I'm going to Zumba tonight. I'm working out, so I don't want a very heavy tea, so this will just put me on. When I come back, I'll probably snack on the remaining tofu. Hey beautiful ladies, good morning. They're very intrigued with Stella. You hear them breathing. We're not going to walk in this field today because we don't want to disturb them. You have got to be careful around any animals. Even though these lovely ladies are usually friendly. Aren't ya? Come on, girls. You're very slobbery though, aren't you, girls? Yeah. And they've got such beautiful long eyelashes. Eyelashes for days, haven't you? Eyelashes for days. Hey? I know. You bunny girls. So Stella looks so teeny tiny in comparison to the cows. She's a Jersey colouring though. Really good. Usually I'd have her off the lead in our field, but because the cows are just in the next one, just to be safe, she's on her lead today. First, we've jumped to another breakfast now. A lot of breakfast going in this time. I am at home a couple of days of week and I like to have a good breakfast. So I've got 30 ml of unsweetened almond milk in there, an egg, some of the vanilla bean paste. You could just use vanilla extract. Just about to add a capful of this salted caramel pecan syrup. In this bowl I have got half a teaspoon of baking powder, a little dash of salt and 30 grams of ground almonds. I'm going to mix the two together now, the almond milk, the egg, the sweetener and the vanilla into my almonds. Decided to add a small handful of blueberries to the mix. Now you could leave this out or you could put your fruit on top. You could have any type of fruits on top. I'm going to try it with the blueberries in it, see how I like it. I'm going to spray in a little bit of the butter fry light. These blueberries are ginormous. Oh no, I've realised I'm just not very good at flipping them over. Maybe I'm not waiting long enough, I think, until they are very, like, a little bit more cooked. what this lesson is, I think, is one of patience. This one's looking pretty good though, and the blueberries have burst. I just moved them around a little bit so they weren't all in clumps, and that looks really nice actually. I've tasted some of the batter, really tasty because of that caramel pecan. They're sweet. I'm not going to put any sweetener on top of them. You could do though if you wanted. I'm feeling quite spoiled. I mean, that's a lovely looking breakfast. I've made pancakes in the past and just thought, oh yeah, they're so. These might be a bit of a game changer. However, let me tell you this. They are 9 points. Now, the reason for this, and I've still made them, is I've recently been speaking to a nutritionist, and she is trying to get my blood sugar leveled off. The reason I've used higher point ground almonds is because it will stabilise my blood sugar, and she is saying that it will keep me fuller a lot longer using the ground almonds. Now, if this keeps me full until 1:30, then I am willing to spend 9 points on it because I won't be having any snacks in between. So this is a bit of a new way of eating for me. I really like those. They were really tasty. I liked it with the fruit inside. I would have also liked to top it with a bit of Greek yogurt and some more fruit. They were saying not to eat sugar naked. Try and pair it with something like that's high fat or high protein. And those nuts will have been high fat. So I'll see how long it takes me to get hungry again. It's a bit of an experiment today. I'm just starting to feel hungry about 10 minutes ago, and that was 1:40. I nearly had a light baby bell after them because I thought, oh, that's not going to fill me up. I'm not very full. And I didn't, because I thought, no, this is an experiment. You need to see how long it takes you to feel to be hungry again. So I'm actually just starting to feel hungry now. Okay, I'm coming in here because I'm editing this video. It jumps straight in to footage of me at the Eurovision. Me and Paul going to the Eurovision this weekend. Now, please stick around for this because it is the highlight for me. The power of makeup. So you've seen me in that last one with no makeup on, and then we're going to cut to the Eurovision Song Contest weekend. Enjoy. Good morning, fellow humans. Today I am so excited. I'm going to the Eurovision. So we're travelling over to Liverpool today. There's some beading going on. You've got to get ramped up for the Eurovision, I tell you that. I've been watching Fire Saga Story of Eurovision or something on Netflix, which is like a tongue-in-cheek film with Will Ferrell in it. And Rachel Adams, Jan Stevens is in it as well, and some Eurovision performers. And that is how it feels, really. It is quite ridiculous in some ways. That's how it is. So I'm just watching that to get me in the mood while I get ready. Our friend's collecting us at 9 a.m. Currently 20 past 8, so I need to get a wriggle on with my hair, get some perfume and stuff on, get a handbag together. I'll see you soon. Okay, so makeup on. I've just put my hair up, got my sparkly earrings in. I know this looks like overkill for a day do, but I want to go all out. This is my only chance. So this is it. We're going, guys. Let's go. I don't think I'll be able to film much of the actual Eurovision. I will think that'll be no filming, but I can certainly film some little bits up to it. And so we are off to Liverpool. Last year, the UK came second in the contest. Ukraine won, and they have been unable to host, so we are hosting on behalf of them. The competition was taking place in the M&S Bank Arena. The Albert Dock is a really good place to visit if you are wanting to stay for a trip. There's lots of hotels and bars, lots of things going on. You're very close to the museums, so this would be a really good base if you were thinking of visiting Liverpool. Are you feeling?
A little bit excited. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
It's quite good atmosphere.
Everyone's loving it, aren't they?
Yeah.
The choir on.
Yeah, lots of people look like they're enjoying themselves, and the sun's out, so it makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. It's a yellow submarine up ahead.
Ukrainian.
So as you may have heard, Paul said the submarine is Ukrainian. So the Beatles had a hit song with Yellow Submarine. They were from Liverpool, and then obviously this submarine has been painted with the Ukrainian flag. Liverpool really did us proud. Well done, Liverpool. Our way over to the M&S Bank Arena where the event was held, and here we are. Queuing up to get in now. They issued us a wristband as we went in, and then we headed over to a hospitality lounge, which was 2.5 hours before the show. That included free food and free drinks. And this amazing room. They had a singer on. She was fantastic. The amazing singer was singing hits from ABBA all the way to current day music. Everyone was up on their feet and dancing. Everyone was there to have a good time. As well as the live music, when the singer went for a break, they played Eurovision tracks. Everyone was stamping their feet and singing along. Felt like it was a club at night. Lots of food and drinks available. So there was this beautiful katsu curry. Paul really enjoyed that. There was a corn version of that, and the sausage and mash. Oh, that sausage and mash was to die for. And then they had all these beautiful brownies and cakes for afters. This staff member, wow, he should be employed for every event. He was fantastic. He was just dancing for the 2.5 hours straight. Go on, lad, give it some.
Good luck with the night.
They had some entertainment before the contest began to rev up the audience, I think, and to keep people entertained. Can you guess the song? It is an Erasure song, so I'll give you that clue. Comment down below if you think you can lip read what we are saying. You probably can't with me talking over the top. You can see the big countdown clock there. Ready. We are all ready. We are all waiting. Popped a couple of clips in here for you guys just to get a feel. I can't put the music on, it's such a shame, but this was Sweden's entry, and you can always go and listen to it online. The Eurovision have their own YouTube channel. It was a really good one, and this was the winner. So next year's Eurovision Song Contest will be held in Sweden, as it is the winner who hosts. The arena was jam-packed. It was very seamless. Everything went according to plan. In between acts, the crew just ran onto that stage, cleaned it up for the next one. They honestly got that job done within 2 minutes. They got the set on, they were running about with set pieces before Portugal performed. So as you can see here, they must be very nervous. They have a little bit of a cuddle, good luck cuddle, and wanting a little bit of love from the crowd, and then they get going with their song. There are a lot of people in the UK that have a Marmite relationship to the Eurovision. You either love it or you despise it. It is more of a circus than music. You can see all the music from these different countries, and they are very novelty, some of them. This was Finland, and they came second. It's good to have a novelty song. People like it, people were dancing, people were jumping around, people were chanting, all about the flamboyancy and the novelty. Apparently, this is the first year that you can vote from anywhere in the world for the Eurovision. There must be people watching that don't actually come from Europe and are voting. finish off our day, we headed over to this bar that also had live music on. Okay guys, so we're going to leave this week's vlog here. I hope you enjoyed the Eurovision. How can you not? I am changing my diet a little bit. I am cutting down on that sugar. I'm trying to steady out my glucose levels. I know there is a subscriber and she has given up sugar. Let me know how you're getting on. I have cut down now for the last 3 days and my head is so sore. I have had headache for 3 days. Now, is this normal? I've heard about sugar withdrawal. How long does it last? Because my headache, anybody who's done any low sugar or cut their sugar down, how long is this going to last for, guys? I'm hoping not too much longer. Steady out my glucose levels. So, for my hormonal health. And because I'm doing it for my health, I'm very fired up for it. I'm in my very sporty clothes today. It is Thursday, so I went to my meeting this morning. Unfortunately, I did put 1.5 pounds on. Now, it was expected. I really enjoyed myself at that Eurovision. This is my week going forward now. That's the forefront of my mind, keeping my glucose spikes level. So not a spike. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to try and do this. Just a little wobble. That's enough. So I will see you next time, guys. I'll let you know once I check in with you again. The only thing I am a little bit wary of is I've had to up my fats. This was the advice of a nutritionist because she is saying that it will like cloak the carbohydrate and the glucose and not send my levels up. I am going to work on that this week and see how much fat I can get away with, because at the moment I usually do use quite low fat, but it'll be good fats. It'll be avocado, olive oil, a little bit of cheese. I will probably incorporate a little bit more cheese. And she did suggest full fat yogurt. And I went to the supermarket and I couldn't bring myself to do it. I wanted to pick up the Fire 0%. And I thought, oh no, she said, you know, you've got to cloak these carbohydrates. So I've gone for the 5% Fire. I'll see how it goes this week. I'm still going to track. And I'm going to keep going on Weight Watchers, but also try and incorporate this as well, just alongside. You would think it would level out really, because I won't be eating anything sweet and I shouldn't have as many cravings. Okay guys, I will see you next time. Bye bye.